It is a key part of House prosecutors' case against former President Trump. New footage revealing the moments inside the U.S. Capitol last month when rioters breached that building. That is our top story tonight. Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Rob Nelson.
And I'm Marnie Hughes. Scenes shown the second day of testimony in the impeachment trial against Donald Trump, showing security rushing lawmakers into hiding. The Senate watching and reliving those moments today alongside members of Capitol Police, including Officer Eugene Goodman, who was hailed a hero for leading an angry mob away from the Senate chamber. House prosecutors using the never-before-seen video as evidence in their charge that the former president incited an insurrection. NewsNation correspondent Joe Khalil is live for us tonight in Washington, D.C. with the very latest. Good evening, Joe.
Yeah, hi, Marnie. Today, the impeachment trial of former President Trump did take a turn as House managers revealed new, never-before-seen security camera video of that January 6th attack on the Capitol. Their strategy here was to show that former President Trump incited the mob to an insurrection that came closer than anybody had known before to putting members of Congress and Vice President Mike Pence in danger of losing their lives. And they did it through a perspective that we have never seen before. So take a look here. First, they showed police radio communications as Capitol officers in those moments were outnumbered and were overwhelmed. They were pleading for help to try to keep the mob at bay.
Here's an audio recording from the radio traffic of the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department describing the violence.
50 colleagues were still taking rocks, bottles, and pieces of flag and metal poles. 50, the crowd is using munitions against us. They have bear spray in the crowd. Bear spray in the crowd. I need a ramp up here.
So they needed more backup there, obviously. You're seeing these images here. Evidence also included never-before-seen videos of rioters breaking down doors, rushing both the House and the Senate chamber, threatening to kill lawmakers as they were setting up a noose and gallows, as you see there outside. And the impeachment managers highlighted dozens of rioters who said they were there because they felt President Trump wanted them to disrupt the electoral count.
President Trump put a target on their backs, and his mob broke into the Capitol to hunt them down.
So that was impeachment manager Stacey Plaskett sort of putting a bow around their argument, but just part of the harrowing evidence that we saw today. Again, guys, for the first time.
Joe, the impeachment managers also showed some new video of some of the members of Congress who had close calls with the rioters, correct?
Yeah, we got more video, and so this gives us a new perspective on exactly how close some rioters actually got to reaching not only visibly members of Congress, but also the Vice President of the United States. And they actually showed security footage of, as you see there, rushing Vice President Pence and his family away from the Senate as this mob was closing in. So we're seeing those images there for the first time tonight. Remember, as this is happening, in those same moments, the impeachment managers say that the mob's already inside the building, just outside the chamber. That officer there, Eugene Goodman, was trying to sort of distract them and lure those rioters away from the chamber. So that's what we saw right there. And today we also learned that Officer Goodman may not have just been a savior for Vice President Pence, but also for Senator Mitt Romney. So take a look at this video. More now showing that Officer Goodman was actually the one who was warning Senator Romney to turn around and run the other way as rioters were approaching the Senate chamber. You're going to see that right there, warning him, and then Senator Romney literally running in a panic the other way, turning and fleeing away from the mob. The impeachment team played a similar video. We're not going to show this one, but it shows Senator Schumer, again, being escorted in one direction by his security team and then having to run in the other direction, sort of fleeing for his own life. Really dramatic to have to see that. And again, all 100 senators were witness to these moments, but for the first time seeing it from this perspective.
And Joe, it's clear that the Democrats are making this footage kind of the centerpiece of the case so far, literally kind of walking the public, walking their colleagues through exactly what happened that day, the threats of violence, and exactly how the Capitol was breached to begin with. They are essentially forcing the nation and their colleagues there at the Capitol to relive this day.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. And again, we've seen a lot of these images before, but the ones that were played today really disturbing for the first time. So the one here that was a part of this presentation, frankly, some of the more dramatic videos showing the mob just outside of the House chamber, and then they showed the moments that they actually breached those doors, and you can hear what they're saying. We're going to play some of that for you.
Dude, you're not helping. All right, you're gonna get me and other people.
Okay, so in those moments there, you heard there was a call. Someone said, "Don't be violent," and then there was another person that said, essentially, it's too late for that. This is the only way they listen is through violence. So shortly after that, we saw some staff for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. They are seen running into a conference room. Here it is right here. That is Pelosi's staff there in fear, trying to barricade themselves in that room. And then moments later, this, rioters trying to break down the doors while you could hear them screaming, "Where is Nancy?" Clearly looking for her again. Just dramatic moments there. We've heard from a number of senators, by the way, who described seeing this in that chamber today for the first time. Senator Romney and Senator Cruz particularly said it was disturbing. It was almost like reliving a terrorist attack again. Marnie.